you so much to the New Thought Messengers. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm Shannon O'Hurley. My pronouns are she, her, and I am so grateful to be with all of you this day that love itself has made. I want to welcome all of you into this safe, nurturing space. If you are here for the first time, if you're new or if you're newish, know that we are an inclusive, progressive, compassionate, spiritual community. We are dedicated to doing our own work here and walking that out into the world to help make it a better place for all people. It's literally who we are and why we are. And so, if you are curious about us, I invite you to check out our website. We also have lots of information on our welcome table right here in the lobby and downstairs. And I'm just glad you're here. I'm so grateful that you have joined us, those of you who are here in person and those of you online who are with us in this way. So grateful to have you with us this day. As we do each week, we have a land acknowledgement here in Lake Oswego, and we acknowledge that we are on the land of the Kalapuya people, and we affirm Indigenous history, experiences, and sovereignty. We also take a moment together with one voice each week to share our vision and our mission. This really anchors us for this time together. And those of you at home, I invite you to join in as well. So let us, with one voice, our vision. Recognizing our oneness, we envision a world that works for everyone and all creation, and our mission, providing spiritual tools for personal and global transformation. Those of you at home, this would be a great time to grab a candle if you have one handy. We're going to use that in a moment. I want to acknowledge our beloved online practitioners, Melissa K. Allen and Annette Nelson. They hold the space for our online community so beautifully, and we're just so grateful for all that you do for us during this service as well. I would love it if you all would be willing to turn around and just wave to the folks watching us at home. We're so grateful to have this connection and to feel them here in spirit. What a blessing. What a gift. Some people are like this. Hi, Mom. I will say, hi, Mom. Mama Peggy, I love you. So I want to take a moment and acknowledge we have this beautiful flower arrangement. And these beautiful flowers are from Caroline Cook in memory of her husband who made his transition in January. We are so glad you found us, Caroline. Thank you. Thank you for being here with us. They're beautiful. They're just beautiful. I also want to take a moment and gently remind those of you who you haven't yet here in the sanctuary to please silence your cell phones. We would appreciate that. We have a very special service today with our NTCSL choir, lots of good things. So with this, I'm going to invite practitioner Barbara Buckingham Hayes up to give us our opening blessing.
So I just invite you all just to allow a deep breath in. Allow yourself to just center in to this beautiful, holy moment. Let yourself feel this room and this field of energy that is so full of life. This energy of beloved community, where each one of us is reminded this day that we are a part of the infinite, source, center, wholeness, love, light, and that each one of us here is lifted up this day, lifted up in joy, in connection. And I know that this time that we spend together is so blessed. I know that each hand and heart that has come together Each person who has brought their own holy presence here, blessed is this time. And so I am grateful. I'm grateful for every part of this day and this service. I bless those who are celebrating through music and song, the choir, the band. I celebrate the technical support that allows us to reach out across the miles to our online community. I celebrate those who are being so gentle and playful with the children. And I bless our hospitality, our greeters. I bless the practitioners, and I know I am so grateful for Rev Shannon's message. I know that each one of us hears something that we are calling to be hearing. And so in deep gratitude for all of this and all the good that unfolds today, I simply let go in deep joy and gratitude. And so it is. Blessed be. And now I'm going to invite the choir up, and I invite all of us to join in this beautiful part of our service that is spiritual practice, which is putting prayer to music. And those of you at home who have a candle, it would be wonderful for you to light the candle and join us as I light this candle. And as we join together, stand as you're able in this spiritual practice.
And so it is.
Good morning. On this final Sunday of Black History Month, we celebrate the brilliance of the poet and activist, Amanda Gorman. This is an excerpt from her poem, The Hill We Climb. We will not march back to what was, but move to what shall be, a country that is bruised but whole, benevolent but bold, fierce and free. We will not be turned around or interrupted by intimidation, because we know our inaction and inertia will be the inheritance of the next generation. Our blunders become their burden. But one thing is certain: if we merge mercy with might and might with right, then love becomes our legacy and change our children's birthright. We will raise this wounded world into a wondrous one. We will rise from the golden hills of the West. We will rise from the wind-swept Northeast, where our forefathers first realized revolution. We will rise from the lake-rimmed cities of the Midwestern states. We will rise from the sun-baked South. We will rebuild, reconcile, and recover in every known nook of our nation, in every corner called our country. Our people, diverse and beautiful, will emerge battered and beautiful. When the day comes, we step out of the shade, aflame and unafraid. The new dawn blooms as we free it, for there is always light, if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it. And so it is.
Let's give a big welcome to our choir.
for the NTCSL Choir, Brian Harris, Darcy Bradley, the New Thought Messengers. Oh, it's so lovely when you all sing. It's so nice. So again, happy Black History Month. Yes, we are celebrating that. Speaking of celebrating, last week, I talked about the practice of cultivating joy and how it is, especially now, of the utmost importance that at this point we have found ourselves in American and world history, that it really cannot be overstated how important it is for our health and well-being. It's just crucial for us to remember that in the midst of all of it, our birthright is joy. That is our birthright. And so finding the funny, I am often on a mission to find the funny anywhere and everywhere I possibly can. And so to begin our conversation today, I would like to share a short video with you from an organizer and a stand-up comic I absolutely love. His name is Nato Green. John, will you take it away, please?
Some people don't want to talk about politics. They're like, NATO, why do you got to talk about politics? What do politics have to do with me? I'm not an immigrant or a black person or a Muslim or a Jew or a gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender or a woman or an old person or a young person or a student or a union member or artist or journalist or scientist or public employee. I don't breathe the air or drink the water. I don't live in a coastal region that'll be affected by sea level rise or an arid region that'll be affected by drought or fire. I don't like chocolate, wine, or coffee or other commodities that will no longer be available due to climate change. I'm not mentally ill, pregnant, disabled, or currently being shot at, so
what could politics possibly have to do with me? Thank you, John. What do politics have to do with me? So, the word politics comes from the Greek politikos, which means of or for or relating to citizens. So, essentially, politics is about how people make decisions together within a community or a society, how power and resources are distributed, and how these things shape their collective lives and the future. So some of you who've been around for a long time will remember the days when I used to get a lot of, shall we say, pushback when I spoke about politics or anything having to do with social justice from a platform. Some of you might remember, or you may even recall within your own self, and it's perfectly fine, your discomfort back then with talking about or sharing these ideas of social justice and politics. You know, back then, and I'm talking a decade ago, politics was almost really kind of like considered a dirty word, you know? And several generations, especially in New Thought, just didn't want to talk about it, full stop. I remember when I was in ministerial school. Ooh! It's completely different now, which is so fantastic. We have a whole new generation of ministers that are being raised up in the understanding that social justice is a spiritual thing and a spiritual practice. Can we hear it for progression? Thank you very much. And the great news is that what I am seeing, not only here in many CSLs, is that these times, they are a-changin' in all kinds of faith traditions. The corrupt politics of our day is currently shaping our future more than ever. And as a human family, we must stand up to it. We must. And it is my sincere hope and my prayer that the places of faith that for whatever reason are still silent on these things, especially when they have to do with human rights violations, my request, my plea, is that they take a deep breath and get really courageous, because it takes courage. I know how hard it is at first to speak about these things publicly, especially from a platform like this, but I promise you, if you do, you will be joining legions of incredible faith-based organizations over the past 100 years that refused to stay silent. You will be in extraordinary company. These movements not only led some of the greatest peace movements in the world, but they were catalysts for some of the most profound policy changes that helped make the world a better place. The abolitionist movement was led by Quakers. The Catholic workers' movement provided social services for the poor. Gandhi's nonviolent resistance coming from Hinduism, which played a crucial role in India's independence movement. The U.S. civil rights movement, led by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and other Christians. The anti-apartheid movement in South Africa, led by Bishop Desmond Tutu. The Latin American liberation movement, led by Gustavo Gutierrez, a Catholic priest who advocated tirelessly for the poor and the marginalized there. The Solidarity movement in Poland, which had a major Catholic influence. The Buddhist movement in Vietnam, led by the Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh. The interfaith peace movement in the Middle East, led by Jewish, Christian, and Muslim leaders, and the list goes on. And we here at the New Thought Center for Spiritual Living are committed. We are committed to following in the footsteps of the spiritual change agents and holy peace builders that those communities were. After all, Ralph Waldo Emerson, widely known as the father of New Thought, wrote, "To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded." To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. So we recently had a blood drive here at the New Thought Center for Spiritual Living, and I cannot tell you how excited I was about this blood drive. Why, Shannon? Why would you get so excited about a blood drive? Because it just so happens that for a period of my college education, I studied in London, and I was there during the whole mad cow disease. Do you remember that? Even though I was a vegetarian, I was not allowed to ever give blood. And I was told, you most likely will never be able to give blood. Something that just devastated me. And I thought, well, And then I learned in 2021, the ban was lifted. Isn't that great for those of us who were in Europe during the mad cow disease time? So, we had our blood drive here just a few weeks ago, and anyone on the staff knows I was like a little kid on Christmas morning. I was so flippin' excited to give blood. And I walked in there, and it was like a party. It was so great. It was so fun. We had a wonderful time. Jenny, you were there. We had such a great time. And I learned so much. First of all, I learned that it doesn't hurt at all, so that was great. Then I learned that when you give blood, you save the lives of 3 people. One blood drive that you go to saves the lives of 3 people. And so there was a point where things sort of settled down, and I was on the little, bed, whatever it is, giving my blood. And I just said a silent prayer, and I just prayed, knowing that my blood was going to these people that I would never meet, but also knowing that we would forever be connected. I would never meet them, but my blood would be in them. And we would forever be connected. I'm moved to tears when I think about it. The ways in which we are all so connected. It's extraordinary. And then when I dug deeper, as I am prone to do, I discovered, and I did not know this before, that the person we have to thank for our modern day blood drives is a man by the name of Dr. Charles Richard Drew, who was born in 1904. Dr. Drew was the very first African American selected to serve as an examiner on the American Board of Surgery, but he is most known as the father of the blood bank. He organized the first large-scale blood bank to collect and process blood plasma. He invented blood mobiles to allow people to donate blood in public spaces. He developed a method for drying plasma so it could be reconstituted with distilled water when needed. Dr. Drew discovered that plasma could be given to anyone in need regardless of blood type. His work revolutionized blood plasma storage through the process of blood banking, and Dr. Drew's work and legacy continue to save millions of lives today. And so, when I learned that, I got quiet and said a prayer of thanks to Dr. Drew. Because look at what he brought us. Look at what he gave me, the opportunity to give, to help, and to save the life of another human being. A long time ago, my grandfather Clare lived in Kinsale, Ireland. And Kinsale, if you've never been there, oh, go. It's just magnificent. It's a small little fishing village on the coast. It's surrounded by boats. And when my grandpa was a small boy, he fell into the sea. I didn't know this story until fairly recently, by the way, just so you know. He fell into the sea, and of course there was a big panic, and a man jumped into the sea and rescued him and, saved the day. But when I thought of that, kind of like when I thought of Dr. Drew and our connections to one another, I realized that if it weren't for that man who jumped in the sea, I would not be here. I wouldn't be here, my dad wouldn't be here, my kids wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. Wherever we are, in whatever circumstances, as people on a spiritual path dedicated to helping make a world work that works for everyone, a spiritual practice taught by all the great saints and sages and spiritual teachers across millennia is to look where you can be of help in the smallest ways and in the biggest ways. And we, my friends, right now in this time in history are being asked to do this. We are being asked to jump into the sea. We are being asked to step up. This is the time, my friends, to say the thing, to go to the meeting or the town hall or the march, to do what we can to extend a hand and to jump in and pull the baby out of the sea. It all counts, all of it. From the littlest gesture to the largest one, it all counts. And listen, I know right now there's a lot of big feelings. Is that fair? Is that fair? There's a lot of big feelings, and rightly so. There's also a lot of frayed nerves, which I'm going to get to in a moment. One of the most well-known cures for some of these big feelings, like fear or even apathy, is being of service. And we can all do that to the best of our ability, all of us, every one of us, in whatever way you can. Someone I love very much asked me if I could talk about harmony today, which on the face value is like this big, huge, daunting question. I can promise you it would have been much easier for me to talk about harmony 3 years ago, 5 years ago, because right now there's sort of an explosion of a feeling of disharmony that we are living through, and we need to name that. The thing, though, is that in our New Thought teaching, the practical spirituality for helping to make the world a more harmonious place is very, very clear. Now, I just spoke about how we can bring harmony to our outer world, how we can help and support people in our outer world. And that's very, very, very important right now, to speak out, to lend a hand. Whatever you do, however large or small, please hear me, please, please, please hear me. It will be felt for generations. For generations. It's so important. And as a collective, in addition to stepping up and doing our work out in the world to ensure lasting peace and harmony, we must also gently investigate where the disharmony within our own world is, within our personal lives. As a collective human family, we are all being called on the deepest level, on a soul level. I believe this is why we incarnated here, on a soul level, to do this very important work in the world. And a huge part of this equation, and the ancients understood this, is the inner work. I say every Sunday we do our inner work and then we walk that out into the world. But right now, in this world of distraction, it may be easier to be in the doing out there. Do you know what I mean? It can get very, very big and shiny. But in the process of that, we can very easily forget to do our own personal work. They go together. You cannot have one without the other. I'm going to talk about this even further in the Spirit-Led Social Action Celebration meeting after service today, the difference between secular or traditional activism and spiritual activism. A huge part of spiritual activism, which again really is just people who are awake, who want to lend a hand, help, and support. The whole idea is that these two things go together. So, stick with me. Metaphysics teaches us that we see the world through our interior lens. We see the world through our interior lens. So in other words, the more disharmony we may be experiencing in our interior lives, the more upheaval we will experience in our outer lives. And there's already enough of that. Yes? So this is a beautiful New Thought teaching that comes from the ancient wisdom of Hermeticism, which dates back to the early centuries of the Common Era. The Hermetic tradition is rooted in both Greek and Egyptian cultures, and the texts were primarily written in Greek but incorporated in Egyptian religion as well. So it's a very rich, rich history and tradition. The Egyptian religious philosophical concepts have a lot to do with Hermeticism. All of this had a huge impact on the formation of New Thought and metaphysics and on the work of Carl Jung. So the full expression from the ancient Hermetic text is, and see if you can relate to this, as above, so below, as below, so above. As within, so without, as without, so within. As above, so below, as below, so above, as within, so without, as without, so within. This is what is called the law of correspondence. And it teaches that what happens on one level of reality mirrors what happens on another. And centuries later, scientists in quantum physics proved this wisdom, proved it The law of correspondence is often used to explain how the human mind and spirit are connected to each other and to the greater universe. It highlights our interconnectedness to all things, and it suggests that changes within oneself can influence the external world and vice versa. As within, so without is a reminder of the interconnectedness of the internal and external worlds. It urges us to cultivate our own inner harmony as a means to manifest peace and to balance our outer reality. And so I invite you in this moment to just consider the places within yourself where there may be some unforgiveness. Consider the places within yourself where there may be some withholding or some resentment still, maybe. As within, so without. As you heal those places within you, those places of unforgiveness or withholding or resentment, you will experience in your outer world less unforgiveness, withholding, and resentment. Do you see what I'm saying? As always, if this relates to a toxic or abusive relationship, understand that you can always do your own inner work without engaging with the other person. And please, please, please remember, forgiveness is never about that other person. It is not for them. It is for you. It's not for them. Forgiveness is never for the other person. It is for you. It's for your own inner harmony. And this is what will set you free and enable you to be an even more effective spiritual activist out in the world. They go together hand in hand. So just consider for a moment something that may be causing disharmony for you internally, and gently ask yourself, how can I bring more harmony to myself in this relationship or situation? Your inner self knows, your inner wisdom is bad. You never have to fear. It will always, always steer you right. Simply, gently ask the question. Ask the question of yourself. Locate within you. You can do it even right now. Let's all take a deep breath. And just consider for a moment very gently here and compassionately something that may be causing disharmony for you internally. And gently ask yourself, how can I bring more harmony to myself in this relationship or situation? How can I bring more harmony to myself in this relationship or situation? Your inner wisdom knows. Trust it. So take another deep breath in and return to the room. You might want to journal about that a little later when you get home, or if you have notes or whatever works for you on your phone. And you can do that work throughout the week. Whenever you are noticing disharmony within yourself, part of contributing to the global peace process is doing that work. As within, so without. It's one question. Spirit within me, what am I to know? Spirit within me, how can I bring more harmony to this? Listen and follow your inner wisdom. It is the wisdom of the divine, of spirit itself. And so knowing that as you do this work, spirit, God, source, whatever word you are comfortable with, has got you. We forget that all the time. You are not doing this work alone. You are not doing this work alone. The presence of the divine, of love or God, is always with you. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Everything is that. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me be in a holy, holy way. Let me work out this disharmony in a holy, holy way. And for those of you who are not familiar with that song, it's holy, W-H-O-L-L-Y, H-O-L-Y, holy, holy way. In my mystical path class, which was so wonderful, it was just, we had such a ball. On the last night this past week, one of the things that I invited everyone to do was share some things. And one of the things I asked them to share was, what was their favorite quote of all the mystics, of all the things, what was their favorite quote? And a good number of them shared one that is so germane to this conversation from Meister Eckhart, who wrote, "God is at home. It is we who have gone out for a walk." God is at home. It is we who have gone out for a walk. So, as we do this work, the internal work and the external work, let us remember that we never leave God or Spirit. God never leaves us. We leave God or Spirit. That God is always at home in the heart of the divine, which is our heart right here. So I've spoken about politics and how important it is for us as people of faith on a spiritual path to be engaged in politics, that it impacts every single one of us. And this said, please, please protect your nervous system. I gotta tell you, I have cut down the amount of news that I watch. I have to for self-preservation. Now, as a responsible citizen, I consider it my duty, and also in this work that I do, to know absolutely what is going on in the world. However, I don't need to linger there. So I want to let you all know, and I'm going to talk about this more at the meeting afterwards if you feel inclined to join us. I'm very choosy about where I get my news. I want to make sure it's accurate, it's correct, it's free from rhetoric and nonsense, and there's a lot of rhetoric and nonsense. And the way that we're going to get through this is to be very, very mindful of our hearts and our nervous systems. And so I have limited mine a lot. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing, because when I limit that and I protect my nervous system, it's much easier for me to find the funny. It's much easier for me to find the joy, and to remember that joy is my birthright. So the idea here is to stay engaged, but protect your hearts as we move forward, loves. I've shared with you the antidote to fear or apathy is putting love to our feet, taking action in whatever way you can, small or large, to help another person, and know that what you are doing heals generationally. It's not just that moment. It's generational healing. And we are participating in it together as this human family. Isn't that beautiful? Yes. Finally, really getting that we will ultimately experience greater harmony in the world when we tend to any disharmony within ourselves. And please do this work knowing that God, that Spirit, is always within you, always and in always. And so this week, the practical spirituality for these times, here are 3 suggestions for you, and hopefully this will make your life easier and better and more loving. The first is to remember that as you engage in the politics of our time, that you are accompanied by the ancestors that came before you. And the ancestors that came before you did the very same thing we are doing here. They chose to use their voices and stand in their spiritual truth to help make the world a better place for you and for me. And so, in essence, doing this work, we are paying homage to our ancestors who did it before us. We are standing on their shoulders. The second thing, where can you, my love, jump in the water? Where can you help? Where can you be of service to another person or a group of people? And again, join us at 12:30. We have all kinds of wonderful things we're going to celebrate. And also, if you are local and you are here, Shelley and Michael and myself, we are going to go to tonight's town hall meeting with Senator Jeff Merkley at the Clackamas Community College. It's at 6:30 p.m. We are going to wear our NTCSL shirts. There's some in the bookstore if you want to get one. You don't have to. But I invite you to join us. Join us, because I promise you, our ancestors will be there in spirit with us in that room. They will be. They will be. And finally, I invite you to investigate. Investigate as you go through your week on a daily basis. And for some of you, if you are really doing some inner work, it may be an hourly basis. That is perfectly fine. Be gentle with yourself. Investigate the places within you that are experiencing disharmony, and gently, just like we just did here, gently tend to that healing. What am I to know about this? What am I to know about this spirit within me? So that your outer world becomes easier to navigate. As within, so without. Let's pray. I invite you to take a deep breath, and the practitioners are moving forward to help anchor this time in our affirmative prayer. So I invite you here, and those online, please join us in prayer. The practitioners online are also moving into prayer with me. And so let us just gently recognize this love at the center of our heart, this willingness to meet our ancestors, to carry on their good work, to continue to stand for the most vulnerable among us. What a blessing it is to be in spiritual community, to do this work, and at the same time to remember the funny, to seek it out, to find the joy, and to be in community together, doing this holy, sacred work with one another, standing shoulder to shoulder, recognizing that we are all here for this time. And we get to not only be of service out in the world, but we get to be of service to our soul. We get to heal any places within us that are out of harmony in this moment in our lives. And blessing this gentle work. I am just so grateful for this place. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to do this work together in sacred community. I'm so grateful to be able to do this work that heals generationally. And so in this, I bless all of our friends and our family, our friends that are family. I know this same love and healing light is right where they are. I allow this blessing to be a beacon of light and hope and healing to all of the hurting places in the world, the places of injustice and war and pain. And I affirm that in this human family, we get to celebrate all people who celebrate the divine in all the ways that they do, all the people who gather in churches and synagogues and mosques and ashrams and centers for spiritual living and yoga mats and kitchen tables, knowing that we are a part of them and they are a part of us. We share the same stardust. We breathe the same air. And we have an opportunity to live in a holy, holy way, knowing all we do is connected to all of us. And so from this place of grace and absolute gratitude, I rest in this knowing. I let it be, and with great gratitude, I say, and so it is. Blessed be. Blessed be. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm going to invite the choir to go ahead and come on up while we talk about our conscious giving. Oh my word, was I grateful to wake up this morning and to know that this was waiting for my day. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you for showing up with your presence, with your heart, with your spirit, and with your dollars. We literally couldn't do what we do without your gifts. You know, everything that you give every single week, we put back out into the world to organizations, both here locally and all across the globe, that put feet to our values. So thank you so much. Know that not only are you supporting all of the beautiful work that Reverend Shannon and this beautiful staff are about, but you are supporting great work in the world as well. So whatever is yours to give today, there are many different ways you can do that. You can text to give at 503-966-3236. There are ways to give on our website, newthoughtscsl.org. Our ushers are going to come forward with some baskets here in the room. I have ushers somewhere. They'll be around. They'll be, but let's speak a word of blessing on these gifts, shall we? I like to hold mine to my heart. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does good work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. Please help me welcome Darcy Bradley and the NTCSL Choir.
God
That's how we do it here at New Thought Center for Spiritual Living. Y'all have a seat just for a couple of minutes. I have 3 quick announcements. These are for both in person and online, so y'all stay tuned. We are all invited to join Reverend Shannon, as she mentioned, for a very important and special NTCSL-wide meeting today. It's going to be from 12:30 to 1:30 Pacific time, right here in the sanctuary and online. So this meeting is so important because as a former community organizer, Reverend Shannon is going to teach us the difference between secular activism and spiritual activism. And together we're going to celebrate the launch of our new Spirit-led social action program. And we're going to share with you all that we're doing to help make the world a better place. So if you're here with us in person, there's some nosh downstairs in the community hall, and then pop back into this room by 12:30. If you're joining us online, the Zoom link can be found on the website. I have a feeling that our awesome chat moderators are putting it in the chat box as well, because they're awesome like that. Hey, if you're here in person, you'll see these green cards. They're in the seat backs in front of you. Seat backs in front of you. That made sense in my head. And they're on the tables, both upstairs and downstairs. If you're online, these forms are on our website. These are how you join one of our Spirit-led social activism groups. It's not too late. It's never too late to start doing our work. So attend the meeting, sign up, and learn what we're about. Again, the link to do this is on the website. Okay, finally, y'all know I have a thing for Fred Meyer. I just love Fred Meyer. When I moved here from Texas, I thought Fred Meyer was magic, because it is. Well, it turns out that Fred Meyer is a Kroger company. And Kroger is one of the companies that is maintaining their commitment to diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility. Just one more reason to love Fred Meyer. Another reason to love Fred Meyer, y'all, is if you have a Fred Meyer or Kroger, I believe, if you're not local to us, if you have a Fred Meyer community rewards card, that little purple card in your wallet, they have a rewards program linked to that. And without charging you a dime, part of their giving back in the world is they take a percentage of that and they give that to organizations that you tell them to. And we are one of those organizations. For years, we have gotten quarterly checks from the Kroger company because of your shopping habits. It's a glorious thing. So this program awards money to nonprofits like us every quarter, and we've been seeing checks for years from this. It doesn't cost you anything, and it's so easy. All you have to do is go onto the computer, log on to your Fred Meyer rewards thing, and it's just automatic. It just automatically happens. I love automatic money. There are flyers that look like this on the tables upstairs and downstairs. So pick one up, and they're actually like not Shelley instructions, but actual instructions about how to do it. Reverend Shannon?
I like Shelley instructions. I think they're just grand. I think they're just great. I want to take a moment and thank all of you who are here with us in the sanctuary, helping to co-create this experience. I also want to thank all of you online. And I want to acknowledge that I know there are many people who watch online who don't watch it on their phone or computer, so they can't tell us where they're watching from. However, a woman who watches from Connecticut let me know that she watches each week, so I want to say hello to you, dear heart, in Connecticut, and thank you for those of you who are watching us from Colorado, Nebraska, Washington, Oregon, California, Germany, and all the other places where you are joining us. Thank you so very much for being with us. I also want to again thank our online practitioners, Melissa K. Allen and Annette Nelson. I also want to thank our welcome team members this week, Tracy Cronin and Billy Keith. Thank you so very much. They will be at the welcome table if you have any questions for them. I'm going to invite the practitioners to come on down forward for a prayer after service. And those of you online know that practitioners Melissa and Annette are going to be available for prayer for you as well in a private breakout room. So if you have any disharmony in your heart right now, and you could use a little hand dislodging that, our practitioners are a fantastic way to have that support. All you do is you just come up here. As soon as we clear out the sanctuary, this place turns into a beautiful place of meditation and prayer, and you can just let them know what's on your heart and they'll take it from there. So I invite you into that. We are here to pray with you. We know affirmative prayer works. So with that, I invite you to all please stand as you are able. Come on, Shell and Barbara. Come on up if you would, dear heart. And Deborah, thank you so very much all who have participated in our service. And just don't forget, please join us downstairs. Those of you here in person, we have a lunch for you. Enjoy lunch, and then come back here in the sanctuary, and I will share with you all the things that we are doing and all the ways that we can support generationally. And so with that, may you go in the light, as the light, and with the light until we meet again. May the longtime sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. You are so loved. Have a good week. Mwah.